This recipe is for an Asian-style braised short ribs. Chinese will claim that they came up with it first. The Koreans claim that they came up with it first. I don't know. It's extremely similar in both cultures. The cuisine is almost identical when it comes to braised short ribs. This is delicious. It will produce glistening, wonderful, fall off the bone char siu, as the Chinese would call it. You can also cut the meat off the bone when you're finished and use it in stir-fried rice dishes. It's absolutely delicious and very easy to make. Okay, we're going to begin with 750 grams of nice beef short ribs. Now, unlike Western methods, when you do it the Asian way for braising, you actually do not brown these first. Seems very strange, but they do not brown their meat first. They put it straight into the braising liquid. And they also begin with a cold pan, and we're going to add the liquid to that. We're going to add an entire cup of soy sauce. I'm going to add 25 grams of ginger that's cut in large pieces, 25 grams of garlic in large pieces, 50 grams of carrot that's in large pieces. Now, once asked, why do you want to put carrot in this? Because there's no way you're going to be able to taste the carrot at the end of this. And the answer I got from this master Chinese cook is he said that it absorbs, the carrots are there to absorb some of the flavors that would make the meat taste muddy. I don't know if that's true or not, but I always put them in. We're also going to add a full cup of either Shaoxing or sherry wine. I'm using sherry here because I can't get Shaoxing where I'm at. 50 grams, that's a lot, of scallions, green onions, also cut up into large pieces. Now, one of the tricks that I'm doing here that's not traditional but works very well is in China they cook this over a big fire, over a wood fire, and as it cooks it absorbs some of the smokiness from the fire. Well, I don't have a big fire to cook this over, and I'm guessing you don't either. So I'm actually going to add a tablespoon of liquid smoke at the beginning of this to try to imitate that smokiness that it would naturally have. Also going to add some brown sugar, generous 2 tablespoons. I'm going to add just enough water just to cover the top of the meat. That's all you want to add, no more. And then when it gets to a simmer, we're going to put a lid on it and start it cooking. Okay, it's been cooking away for about 30 minutes now. This is the first 30 minutes of the boiling, slow simmering. Going to remove the lid. We're going to add a few pieces of red chili pepper. They're spicy, but I've scraped out the membranes and the seeds so they won't be too spicy. And also about 2 tablespoons of Chinese 5-spice powder. I made my own. This is a very easy thing to make. You just grind up star anise, cloves, fennel seeds, Sichuan peppercorns, and cinnamon stick. That's all you have to do. And you've equal portions of everything, and you've made your own Chinese 5-spice. And it's fresher and better than what you'll buy. That's it. Put the lid back on and keep it simmering. Okay, it's been 2 hours now since we began this, and it's time to remove the pieces of beef to a platter. You have to do this carefully because they're very tender now, and they will fall apart. That won't be good. Okay, we've got our braised ribs out. Now we're going to make the glaze. Get a bowl on the scale here. We're going to add 50 grams of honey. Oh, it's a little bit tricky to work with honey. Exactly 50 there. And then the braising liquid, which I passed through a sieve, by the way, to get rid of the vegetables. We're going to add the same amount of that. So we've got equal parts honey. So what I've done is I transferred that to a pan. I'm heating it up, and I'm going to add a little cornstarch, but a teaspoon of cornstarch in some cold water. we're going to cook this together to thicken it up. And these pieces can be finished off as they're needed. Just spoon a little bit more of the sauce over it. We're going to bake it in a 200-degree Celsius oven. And here we have the meat after 10 minutes in the oven, 200 degrees Celsius with the fan on. I'm going to add a little green onion, a few drops of sesame oil, and now it's ready to bring to the plate with whatever rice or other vegetables you have. Also look for my cocktail book, Cocktails of the South Pacific and Beyond, Advanced Mixology, available through Amazon online.